don't let this wind deceive you. Farmers in western Iowa say they still need a dry down.
We've got plenty of moisture. We could stand to go without for a while.
Odebolt, Iowa farmer Matt Rash has been playing catch up this spring. A wet fall and early frost prevented him from getting field work done last year.
We left some ruts and tracks out there in the fields with combine and grain cart that we didn't like to see, but we had to get the crop out. And that's where we're catching up and having to do some tillage that we normally wouldn't.
Now he hasn't been able to do field work like this for about a week due to a ½ inch of rain and even 3 inches of snow.
I've always got this date in my mind that I want to go, but that never works out. So we go by conditions and when things are right and when we're ready to go.
The no-till and conventional tillage farmer says snow has since melted. There's still field work to be done, but he has high hopes of rolling out the planter at the end of the week. About 2 hours south, Randolph, Iowa farmer Julia Schaff is also needing heat and a dry down.
It's a mud ball like that, it's just entirely too wet to plant.
On top of this, Schaff has received about 3/4 of rain, a different story than what he saw last spring.
Conditions were a little bit dry. When we started last year, we were concerned that what the season had to hold for us because, we were planning, we didn't have a wet spot anywhere.
Schaff says he's holding back from planting too early. Last year's late frost still stings.
The frost we had last year, that's pretty fresh in our mind, and even though we still had very good yields, it was a tough thing to watch.
Schaff applied most of his fertilizer last fall. If the conditions are right, he hopes to start up next week.
But last year we were concerned about dryness at this time. But this year, it's much different in that we have a full recharge of moisture.
Both farmers say they don't want to risk predicting the markets, so they're sticking to their regular crop rotations.
We're sticking with the same rotation as normal, pretty much corn going back to soybeans and vice versa.
This year would be our little bigger soybean year, but it's not by design, it's just that's the way our rotation is.
A spring they may not be used to as these farmers play the waiting game to get in the fields.